Atmore, Alabama. CNN. On Thursday night, Alabama executed Kenneth Smith, first death row inmate known to have from nitrogen gas. This marked the emergence of an entirely new method of execution in United States that experts said could lead to extreme pain and even torture. Smith, who was sentenced to death for his role in a 1988 for-hire, survived the state's first attempt to execute him by lethal injection in 2022. Earlier Thursday, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected his last-minute appeal to stay the execution. After rejecting the same request on Wednesday, Alabama Department of Corrections Commissioner John Hamm said at a press conference after the execution that the nitrogen worked for about 15 minutes. Witnesses from the media said in joint report that Smith made a long statement before he saying, "Tonight, Alabama caused humanity to take step back," adding, "I leave with love, peace and light. Thank you." According to media eyewitness accounts, Smith appeared conscious a few minutes after the execution and convulsed and writhing on a stretcher for the next 2 minutes. This was followed by several minutes of deep breathing before his breathing began to slow until it could no longer be detected by media witnesses. When asked at press conference about Smith convulsing at start of execution, Hamm said Smith held his breath as long as he could and also may have struggled against restraints. There was some involuntary movement, some agonal breathing, which is to be expected and is among the side effects we have seen investigated on nitrogen. Hypoxia, Hamm added. So nothing happened other than what we expected. Agonal breathing is described as a type of panting often seen in dying people. Another witness, Smith's spiritual advisor who had previously expressed concern that the method might be inhumane, described the death in more graphic terms, saying it was the most horrific thing I have ever seen. Jeff Hood said Smith, who wearing a mask through which nitrogen was administered, convulsed when the gas turned on, repeatedly jumped onto the stretcher and came down breathless. An incredible evil was unleashed tonight, Hood said. Elizabeth Sennett, one of the victim's sons, said Smith's death brought justice for his mother. "Nothing happened here today to bring my mother back. We are glad this day is over. We have pardoned all 3 people who were involved in this case years ago. Kenneth Smith made some bad decisions 35 years ago and his debt was paid tonight," he said. Smith's legal team said in a statement that they were deeply saddened by Smith's death, noting that Smith had become sober and sincerely practiced his faith, helped other inmates achieve sobriety, and earned an associate's degree. Nothing can undo tragic consequences of actions for which he was condemned, including pain of Sennett family and friends. However, Kenny's life must be considered in its entirety. Little is known about how the execution method, K.